Hey, welcome to another video, and in this video we will learn how to make a singleton pattern in Unity 3D. I always use singleton pattern, and no matter what type of game it is, AR, VR, 2D, 3D or anything, I always use singleton pattern, and majority of mobile games or PC games use singleton patterns. Any game requires it because it's quite flexible and comfortable to use. So let's first go through the analogy of singleton pattern and what it is. So what is singleton pattern? So singleton patterns is a type of design pattern where you can reference and access a class without having to create separate class for it. So you can directly reference this to another class. So suppose if you have a UI manager, so like in this example we'll go where user can generate random numbers on press of a button. So for example, we have a UI manager which will have access to button, and we will also have a game manager. So game manager have a property which will generate the random number and pass it to UI manager, and UI manager will have a button on click get the random number. So when user press the button, so this is button, and when user press this button, then this function will be get called on click get the random number, and this on click function will call this generate random number. So normally if you are not using singleton pattern, then there are two ways you can use this game manager. First, you will need to create game manager variable inside of UI manager and pass it from start function, and the another one is like create a game manager and create a separate class for it. But if you have a singleton pattern, then you can simply just refer to game manager using static function and get the random number from it. So let's see how to do this. And once final will be the once user generates the random number, it will pass it back to this new function, will show the random number, and it will show the text what random number is generated on the UI. So here is how it will look. So when user passes the random number, it will see random number is XX, and when user presses the random number button, it will generate the random number. So let's start with the UI manager. We will need two functions. So first we will need public static. First we will need access to text using Unity engine.ui. Public void on click get random number. This will call the game manager, and there will be another function public void show random number, and here we will pass the random number. My random number dot text equal to current random number is. Now on the another script on game manager, let me zoom in. So on this game manager there will be only one function, public void generate random number, and it will just generate the random number int random dot range 0, 100. So we have a game manager which will generate the random number just like our flowchart. Then we have an on click to get random number, and we have a show random number. So now how to call this generate random number from UI manager. So first we will create a singleton pattern. So to create a singleton pattern, what we will need to do is public static game manager and name it my game manager. You can name anything you want. Then on void awake, you will do this my game manager equal to this. So static functions and variables can be called without having to create the separate class. And just for security purpose, we will do this my game manager if my game manager is already not equal to null, that is already instantiated. If you change this scene, then we will just destroy this. So we only want a single instance of my game manager anytime in our game. So that's the only thing you want to do. And then inside of UI manager, you can do game manager dot my game manager and the generate random number method, and this will get called. So now if we do the debug.log, then we should see random numbers getting popped up in our debug. So first let's do the on click UI manager. It's not getting called. Let's see why. So the first thing is I need to game manager, then we need to have a UI manager. Why it's not getting called? Hello. Here. Okay, so it's getting now popped up. You can see 89, 43, 71. So now we need to show these random numbers in our text. So to do that, we'll move to the next step in our flowchart, that is show the random number on the UI function. So we need to call this function show random number from our game managers this. So how to do that? So to do that, we will again need to create a singleton of our UI manager. So same like public static UI manager, my UI manager, and on awake we'll do my UI manager equal to this. And for security purpose, we will do my UI manager not equal to null. Then destroy my UI manager. Cool. Now we'll go to the game manager, UI manager, my UI manager, show random number, and we will pass the generated random number, and that should do. Okay, I need to assign our head text inside of UI manager, and it should start working now. Current random number is 13, 80, 36. So that's how we do it. Singleton patterns are very good for organization purpose as well, because UI manager and game manager should always be on different game objects, and you should not directly call game manager or level manager or any other scripts other than UI manager script from these UI buttons, because we will create a prefab out of this, and having scripts on another object means we will get null pointer and exceptions. So always use static singleton pattern. And yeah, it's quite easy to do. And just let's go through once last time on what is and how to implement singleton pattern. So the first thing is you will use static variable, then you will use the class name and name it anything, and inside of awake you will do my game manager or variable name equal to this. And for security purpose we will destroy if there is already a instance of singleton pattern. So yeah, that's it from this video. If you like this video, then do subscribe to my channel for more of these videos on Unity 3D. And yeah, do share with your friends and family. See you.